In today's video, we're going to look at how you can use percentages in Excel and the calculations that you can do. So we're going to run through 5 examples which are common questions you might be faced with or percentage calculations you need to do, and hopefully this will give you a good understanding of how Excel can be useful to calculate percentages. So we're going to start off with example 1, and this is a simple case of finding what the percentage is when you're given 2 values. So here we've got the total test score points, which is 120, so that's all the available points, and then the actual test score that someone got, so that's 86. So what we want to do is find out what this is as a percentage, what was the percentage score. So to do this, we're going to enter equals, and then we're going to select the actual test score, and then we're going to divide, which is the /, by the total test score points. Once we've got those two, we hit enter, and then you'll see we get 0.71666 onwards for a bit. Now to convert this into a percentage in Excel, at the moment you'll see it's just in general formatting. We can just select this option here, percent style, and then we get 72%. Now if you wanted to increase the decimals showing, you can just select this one here, increase decimal, and you can select how many you want to show. For the time being, we'll just leave it as 1, so a percentage score of 71.7%. Next up, we're going to look at example 2, and this is what we call finding the ending number. So with this question here, we've got a total bottle capacity that can hold 1500 milliliters of liquid, and we've been given a percentage of 64%. So the question is how much liquid is in the container. So we know that the total amount that the bottle can hold is 1500 milliliters, and we've got 64% of that. So in this case, what we need to do is take one of these figures, it doesn't matter which order, so we'll take 64% and then times this by 1500, and then we get 960. So we know that that is how much liquid is in the container. It's 64% of 1500. Now this would give you the same number no matter which order you did this in. It doesn't make any difference. Next up, we've got example 3, which is finding the starting number. So this is kind of the opposite to example 2. So here we've got the percentage of the bottle filled, and we've also got the volume of liquid that is. So we know that there's a bottle, and it's got 540 milliliters of liquid in, and that represents 36% of the total. So this is a bit more tricky. It's not quite as obvious as how you'd work this one out, but what you have to do is basically take this figure here, the 540, which is the volume of liquid we've got, and divide it by the percentage of bottle filled, and then we get 1500. So what we know is that if we've got a bottle that's 36% filled and that represents 540 milliliters, the total bottle capacity is 1500 milliliters. Now example 4, the percentage increase. So in this one we've got 2 different price values, $17 and $22.50, and what we want to work out is what that price rise is as a percentage. So to do this, we have a slightly longer formula, but it's still pretty short. So it's equals, then we're going to open up some brackets, and first of all we need to calculate what the actual difference is between these 2 values. So we're going to select the large one, then minus this old one here, close these brackets off, so that represents the change, and then we need to divide by the original figure, so that's the 17, because that's the first figure and it's gone up to 22.50. So we'll select that, then we'll hit enter, and then we get 0.32, and like we had in example 1, we can convert this into a percentage up here, and we could increase the decimals too, so we get 32.4%. So from $17 up to $22.50, that represents a 32.4% percentage increase. Lastly, for example 5, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to work out what is the percentage decrease, and the 2 values we've got are $40.99 and $33.99. So in this case, we're going to do equals, and then we're going to select the new price minus the old price like before, and then we're going to divide again by the original, because that's what we're calculating based off from. Hit enter, and we get minus 0.17, and we're going to convert that into a percentage in Excel just up here, and we get minus 17. We'll increase the decimals as well, so we get minus 17.1%. So that's just 5 examples of how you can use Excel to calculate percentages. As you can see, it's really quick and easy to do, and hopefully this video has given you a good illustration of the different calculations you might be faced with and how you would approach those.